privilege. Thank you all so much for coming to the RILA Conference and our RILA Awards ceremony and annual business meeting. In front of you on the tables, you'll have a number of documents that we will be referring to today. These include our conference brochure made by Julie Holden. We have the minutes from the last annual business meeting in 2018. We also have the treasurer's report, and we have the list and descriptions of the RILA Award winners. So we're going to start out with the most interesting part and exciting part of the annual business meeting, which is to give out the RILA Awards. So I'm going to ask Aaron to come up, and he will get us started.
Hello everyone, how are you all doing today? Oh, you're not doing that. Let's try this again. How is everybody doing? You're going to have to cheer for the people when we introduce them. So if you're like, they're going to start crying, no one's going to think they like them. But this is, as Karen said, some of the most exciting parts of the conference every year. It's a chance to recognize the greatness we have in our field and in this state. To tell people all of the wonderful things the people in our libraries and working for our libraries and supporting and volunteering and advocating for our libraries do. So I'm not going to slow it down anymore. We're going to get right to business. Our first award is going to be an award for Library Champion. I'm going to invite Maura Keating, Kieran, and Sharon Lux up to introduce the winner of this year's Library Champion Award.
Excellent. So we are all very excited to give this award to a very special person in this room. So Cheryl McCarthy, Professor Emerita URI Gistlis, as well as many other roles she has served in the library community. So this is both Sharon, myself, and Maura wrote letters of nomination for Cheryl to receive the Library Champion Award. And what I've done is just excerpted highlights from our letters so that you get a sense of what an amazing individual Cheryl is. So Cheryl is a person who has touched many of us in this room today. She is many things to many people. She is a librarian, a teacher, a mentor, an advocate, and most of all, a leader in the library community. Cheryl received 3 nomination letters for this award, which illustrate the many ways she has touched the Rhode Island library community. And we're glad that you can share this with us today. Here are some examples. Cheryl is a library advocate. She is always ready with a letter of support for a library in need. This letter of support will not be a form letter either. It will be a lengthy, well-researched, passionate, and provocative argument that forwards the cause of libraries. Cheryl is a mentor. As a faculty member at the URI Graduate School of Library and Information Science, Cheryl taught and mentored hundreds of library school students who spread her strong service ethic across our state and across the New England region. And most of all, Cheryl is a leader. As the chair of the Coalition of Library Advocates, Cheryl paved the way for independent organizations library organizations in our state to become sections of RILA. During the process in which COLA became a section of RILA, no matter what obstacles came her way, Cheryl always had well thought out strategies for moving forward. Cheryl is a master, and we've all said this to her, in diplomacy, sensitivity, and empathy. And she's a delightful person to hang out with. So it is our pleasure to present Cheryl with the RILA Library Champion Award.
Thank you very much for those kind and gracious words. But I think this award goes to all of you because we share the same passion for our profession and for our libraries and our communities. And as Wanda Brown, the president of ALA's vision is for every library to become the heart of the community. So if the library is the heart of the community, you, as the librarians, are the heartbeat. So thank you very much.
So wasn't that fun? That's just the beginning. Next, I'd like to invite Alyssa Taft. She's the teen librarian of the Cranston Public Library. She's going to come up and introduce for us the Outstanding Librarian of the Year.
Hi everyone. So as Erin said, my name is Alyssa and I'm the teen librarian at the Cranston Public Library, and I feel immensely honored to be here with you today to introduce the Rhode Island Library Association's Outstanding Librarian of the Year Award to Sarah Huneke. As the library media specialist at Portsmouth High School, Sarah excels at information literacy instruction, technology integration, and encouraging a culture of learning and reading. She is an essential part of her school community, and her library is consistently full of students, faculty, and staff, all using the space, resources, technology, and expertise available. I have firsthand knowledge of how bustling and vibrant her library is, because in 2017, I was lucky enough to be her practicum student. The experience I gained with Sarah was invaluable, and I know I'm just one of many who has benefited from Sarah's mentorship and generous spirit. She's basically who I want to be when I grow up. In addition to being the library media specialist at Portsmouth High School, she is also the K-12 Library Media Department head for the district, an active member of the Rhode Island Teen Book Award Committee, an active member of ILART, and the School Librarians of Rhode Island past president. Her commitment to and involvement with the Rhode Island community is inspirational. Her name is widely recognized due to her extensive work across many groups, committees, and organizations. She completed the Media Smart Libraries Digital Badge Program, is a nationally board-certified school librarian, and was instrumental in rolling out the new ASL standards for school librarians in our state. So that's a lot. However, where Sarah truly shines is in her advocacy work. She's been a champion for school libraries, writing letters, attending meetings, and visiting Washington, D.C. for Library Legislative Day. She was integral to SLRI becoming a section of RILA and is stalwart in her belief that we are all stronger together. She truly has a pulse on the state of libraries in Rhode Island and is an exemplary member of the advocacy community. I truly believe that school libraries in Rhode Island would be much worse off if we did not have Sarah Huneke, and I know that she will continue to champion our profession. Sarah is a passionate and enthusiastic leader in her field who uses her time to lift others, mentor new librarians, and fight against library cuts, and always improving her practice. She is more than deserving of the RILA Outstanding Librarian Award, and I'm so happy that we're honoring her today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, we're going to invite Dorothy Swain, the director of the Greenville Public Library, to come up and introduce our Outstanding Library Professional of the Year.
Thank you. I'm Dorothy Swain, the director of the Greenville Public Library. This is going to be a short, sweet introduction. So I have known Rebecca for the last 20 years or so, and have watched her go from a volunteer, a page, to a library assistant, and now currently the circulation supervisor. She works well with the staff and our patrons, serves on community committees, and on any given day, may be repairing something with an electronic drill. She's a team player with a large patron following. Her strong understanding of human nature makes life run smoothly at the Greenville Public Library for all of us. It is my honor to represent the Rhode Island Library Association Outstanding Library Professional Award for 2019 to Rebecca Reddy. well deserved.
Thank you. I'll say short and sweet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up, I'm going to introduce the first of our presenters for Trustee of the Year. The first presenter is going to be Marianne Gritchenko. She's the president of the Friends of the Library of the Maury Lukens Library in Narragansett. So please come on up.
Thank you so much. I'd like to invite the Board of Trustees to come up to stand with me and the Director, Patty. This was a joint effort. I was away in Mexico when we received the letter to nominate an individual, and I sent everybody a letter asking them who they felt was most deserving, and they all said Lori. So they wrote to me and they gave me their recommendations, and I took their excerpts from their nomination letter and I just put together a little speech. So thank you for all your support. Lori has been a member of the Maury Lukens Memorial Narragansett Library Board of Trustees for over 10 years and has been the chairman of the board for most of that time. The board and the Friends of Narragansett Library are continually astonished by her commitment to the library and its future. We should be celebrating the building of a new state-of-art library at this time. Laurie Kelly's efforts, energy, and vision has brought the community together to pass a $5.8 million bond in 2016. Over 68% of the votes was brought to this library through her fruition. She has left no stone unturned since then, even with the roadblocks, time delays, proposed budget cuts by the Narragansett Town Council for our library for over 50% of the next budget, and to sell the property meant to be our new home of our library. In spite of this dilemma, Laurie Kelly continues to fight for the future of our library in Narragansett. She also champions for all the needs of our existing library. As a leader, Laurie works tirelessly. She's a calming influence, always upbeat, and scrupulously honest. The MLM Library is extraordinarily fortunate to have her as a chairman of the library board. We are incredibly proud to see Laurie with this great honor for all of her work to improve Narragansett Public Library and her steadfast advocacy. Thank you.
Thank you. I do have to say a few words, and I'm glad that everyone's standing up here, and also the other staff from Narragansett that's present, because this really means a lot to all of us. This board, the friends, the patrons, staff, everyone who has fought so long and so hard, and just your simple recognition really means a lot and gives us the strength to go on. Everything you read in the paper is true. We keep saying the word unbelievable, but we will continue forward and we'll win in the end. And thank you for this recognition on behalf of everyone in Narragansett.
I just wanted to do something quick, something that I think is really important for us to do. I'd like to keep the board standing, and I'd like to invite the staff of the Narragansett Library to please stand up for a moment. And I'd like to everyone give them an applause. In a very difficult situation. And so I'd also like to ask all of the public librarians and library staff to stand up for a moment. I'd like to invite all of the other library staff to stand up, or library advocates to stand up. And I'd like everyone attending the conference to stand up. We all stand here with you right now. Know that we are thinking of you, we're behind you, and we will defend you to the best abilities that we can.
Thank you.
The next Trustee of the Year award I will be introducing. The award will be going to Frances Cohen. She's the Board of Trustees at the Ashaway Library. On behalf of the trustees of that library, I would like to present Frances Cohen as Trustee of the Year award winner. She has been a loyal and active member of the Board of Trustees for almost 7 years. She is currently the board chair and has been in this position for the last 5. She is a retired university dean of studies whose experience as a leader in conflict resolution, grant writing, and managing people has been valuable to the library. They count on Friends' leadership, knowledge, and perspective as they move forward during the second decade of the 21st century. As a trustee, she has written proposals to the Champlin Foundation that have resulted in grants for many of the improvements necessary to maintain a building dating back to the 19th century. Not only has she written the proposals, but she has often found herself acting as clerk of the works for the many projects that have been funded. Most recently, the $250,000 community room addition to the Ashaway Free Library. She has also secured a development grant from the Rhode Island Foundation, as well as improvement grants from Ocean State Charities and the Kimball Foundation. She has advocated for the library to the Hopkinton Town Council to increase funding for the library, and was able to secure a substantial donation from the council toward the construction of the community room addition. Most recently, she opened communication between the trustees of the library and Langworthy Library, the 2 libraries in the rural town of Hopkinton. Their first joint meeting was scheduled for March 25th. She also attends every fundraising event and provides morale as well as financial support. Not only does she give of her time, energy, and experience, she, as well as her husband Joel, have been regular donors to the library annual fund. She is a natural leader and has been instrumental in developing 2 5-year plans for the library, without which they would not have been able to have accomplished everything that they have done under her leadership and guidance. She has a vision as to how the community library should function and look, and communicates that vision to donors, patrons, community leaders, and fellow board members. She loves her library. And for that reason, I'd like to invite her up to receive her award.
I'd just like to thank everybody who believes in libraries and works for their success. Thank you.
Our next award is the Meritorious Friends of the Library. This year that will be going to the Friends of the East Greenwich Free Library. As with all libraries, the Friends of the East Greenwich Free Library are at the heart of our library. They don't get paid to do what they do for our libraries. They just give their time. They give their own money in many cases. And they're there to provide support and morale at every turn. In this case, the Friends have provided a steadfast and intrepid group of library volunteers. They are led by a small committee who oversee administrative activities, including research into library patron interest and library needs. Using diverse skills, the committee also plans, organizes, directs, and controls a dynamic and eclectic calendar of programs, and engages subject matter experts for program presentations. The Friends Leadership Committee consists of Natalie Higgins as president, Celie Marks as secretary, Sandra Norris as treasurer, Gloria DiPaolo, program officer, Celine Healy, hospitality officer, Paulette Miller, program officer, and Mary Welch as general officer. There are 3 other members that also serve on the committee: Mary Beth DuMichel, Jean Crofton, and Janice Murphy. The Leadership Committee meets monthly, along with the library director, who participates as a non-voting member. Although the library Friends group is small in size, as is the library, it is big in programming. Using a calendar filled with diverse events, the Friends host standing room only crowds who not only enjoy the programming, but also gather to share conversation, as well as coffee and treats supplied by the Friends and their community partner, Starbucks. Speaking partners, the Friends know that collaboration accelerates value. For instance, with the presentation of the 2018 annual juried art exhibit, Winter's Eve, the Friends engaged 20 local businesses, other nonprofits, and individuals who generously made monetary contributions, as well as donated food, awards, and services. Entering its 9th year, the event is a community highlight and a tradition. They also participate in a large number of other activities, including book sales, fun programming relating to hurricanes, the history of Rhode Island jewelry and the Rhode Island jewelry industry, an evening with Agatha Christie, fabulous jewelry sale, artists exhibitions, and many, many, many more programs. I would like to invite Sandra Norris, the treasurer, and Celie Mark, the secretary, to come up and receive their award.
Hi, I'm Karen Taylor, the director of the East Greenwich Library, and I just want, this is Sandy, and this is Celia. So Sandy has years been working as a treasurer, and comes in once a month and makes sure that every penny is accounted for, and doing a terrific job with all the fundraisers, and taking care of the wine for all of our events. And Celia's the one that spearheaded the jewelry sale that we've started up, copying Narragansett. Thanks. And
I just want to say on behalf of the Friends, thank you for this award, and it's been inspiring, rewarding, and will continue to be so. And lots of fun. It really is lots of fun. I've enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
So everyone who knows me knows I'm not really good to sticking to agendas. There's another award, and I'd like Julie Colvin, our incoming president, to come up and make the announcement.
Thank you, everyone. So we just have one more surprise award, so just 2 more weeks. We wanted to acknowledge the hard work that our outgoing president, Kieran Ayton, has done over the last 2 years. In a nutshell, he has spearheaded a major 5-year strategic plan initiative, which was a lot of work. He helped organize and host our first ever joint RILA conference last October. He coordinated with OLIS on the Futures Conference last June. And last but not least, he navigated a minefield of legal and financial documents to bring aboard COLA, Coalition of Library Advocates, CORI, Cornucopia, and SLRI, the School Librarians of Rhode Island, as new sections of RILA. He spent countless hours of his own time over many weekends on these efforts. I wanted to read aloud from a letter that Karen Meller, Chief Library Officer, wrote about Kieran. It's that very unassuming and collaborative approach, his willingness to recognize and acknowledge the contributions of everyone around him, and his unique ability to bring people together, because he's simply one of the nicest guys you will ever have the pleasure of meeting. These talents and an awful lot of hard work have made Kieran Ayton the president who has truly transformed RILA. So on behalf of myself and the entire executive board, please join me in congratulating Kieran Ayton on receiving the 2019 RILA Special Service Award.
I honestly did not expect this. Thank you all so much. I have to say though, I feel like just a little piece of a much bigger puzzle. I feel like the time was really right for all of our organizations to come together. And it was really an amazing and powerful experience to work with so many leaders in the library field, such as Julie and Aaron, such as Karen Meller, such as Sharon and Cheryl and Sarah Huneke, and Lisa Gerard, and Julie Cerrito and Ida McGee from Cornucopia. They're here somewhere. The RILA Executive Board, as well as all of our well, now their sections, but our committees, our roundtables, and as well as the membership. Thank you all for your support of RILA. It's really special. I think we've all come a long way together, so thank you. Great. So moving right